Hi everybody! Welcome to episode 2! Yay! Isn't this great? Yay! We're going to be making some more shadow puppets and working through a story today. Learn a couple concepts of design and set building and stuff like that for your shadow puppetry theater. So in the last episode, we created our little shadow theater box. Now I've taken this a little bit further. I've made mine a little bigger, and I reshaped the screen on the front. So I just cut out a hole and cut the muslin. You can see through that pretty well with the light source. So just with this in mind, we need to come up with a story. Everybody should come up with their own little story that's going to take place in this little shadow theater. And so we came up with one called The Shadow of the Sea, because I kind of wanted to do some underwater scenes, some boats and some fish and stuff like that. So I started with that story, The Shadow of the Sea. So I kind of go, what do I do with that? Okay, what's the story about? Well, I want to create this into looking like a little submarine. Eventually, through these episodes, this will become a little submarine that you see the little story going inside the belly of the sub. So the best way that I feel to create this story and to figure out what I'm going to need in it as far as the set, characters, how it's going to move and how it's going to flow, we're going to start out with something called a storyboard. So the storyboard is actually a visual outline of the story. They do it for movies, they do it for different kinds of film. And what that does is for each scene, you create, and that's what's going to happen in that scene. So I kind of want to do that because in this story, I want some different locations. It's going to be above the water, below the water, inside the submarine. So what does all that look like? And how do I manage that and organize that into some kind of flow through the story? Well, right now I have a big piece of paper. But you can take copy paper or anything like that, scene 1, scene 2, and you just draw on what's going to happen there. So if you got yourself a marker, a pencil, a ruler, a small drill, maybe a hammer, that works too. We're developing our own little stories, so this is kind of a cool creative process that I like to do with other people or by myself, as we work through it. So I'm going to draw some squares. Shadow of the Sea. All right, so in doing this, what I'm creating is each little scene that will appear on your shadow screen. So scene 1, this will be scene 2, and I put it in there and this will help me figure out what kind of scenery I'm doing. So in the beginning, I would like some waves. Some different waves in here, make it look wavy, and that sort of thing. And it's a bright sunny day, right? So I want a sun, that sort of thing, and there. So let's go. So this is stagnant. Okay, this is all the stagnant stuff. That's another thing. These are just going to sit there. So scene 2, I would like to add, I'm copying the water in this. So you got the sun. So the sun can move because throughout the day it moves, right? So you may move this over here, the little arrows that it may move through that to maybe come to night and it has a moon. So in this, I would like some dolphins or something swimming in there, jumping, whoosh, a little arrow on where it's going to go as it dives in. So the third scene, number 3, make sure you number them so you know where to go. So here's your other water. All right, so this is scene 3. So I kind of want to put a submarine in this because of my shadow theater there is going to resemble a submarine. So in this, all right, we'll put the sun over here now. So I'm going to add my submarine. So I want to introduce the sub. I'm going to bring this across the scene, okay? Now scene 4, I want the submarine to start diving. So what happens then, what I want to make happen is the water level is going to rise, right? So we want to make sure we make that happen. All right. So it's starting to go down. There's a little tail. Maybe it has a big window eye here. Still has a periscope. But so now we're diving underwater. So scene 5, we're underwater. So now we're not down to the depths of the ocean yet, or the sea, or whatever. Whatever you like to do there. But now we can create, so there's going to be some fish in here, some maybe a big whale, that's, then other kinds of fish. Feel free to be creative and imaginative with what kind of fish you're going to have. Maybe if you think of it, if they don't really exist, create a new species of fish, something like that. Okay, so then you need some bubbles in the water also. Scene 6, we're going to go down to the depths. So we're going to dive further into the ocean. So we want to draw the bottom of the ocean. We maybe can put some shipwrecks in there. Something that's a Viking ship from a couple years ago. Spanish, what are those ones called?
Galleons.
Galleons, yeah, that thing. And some coral stuff in there and all that sort of thing. So the submarine's going to be in this scene also. So we need to draw that in there and do that. And he still has his periscope. So that's scene 6. Now he's on the bottom. Scene 7. All right. So all of a sudden, in this, your submarine comes up on a treasure chest. So, all right. There's little bubbles coming out. So you're like, oh. Should we put a little light here? And just do that. Could be a pirate treasure or something like that. So scene 8. So we're down here. Now we're to the chest. Maybe when we want to do a close-up on the chest, like zoom in on that chest. So let's see what's in there. All right. So do you get out of the sub and dive to the thing? Hey, that might be cool. So you open up the hatch that's in front of your submarine. Bubbles come out. And then you come out with your diving suit on and your old style diving thing. Number 9. Now we're to the chest. Diving suit on. And you want to hoses that go back to the sub. So you crack open the chest, and the light comes out. Right? We got that one? He's down in there, and the chest is open, and this light is shining out with all this wonderful treasure of maybe it's like a chest full of Skittles or something like that. So when the light comes out, you're really excited. So your arms are flailing. This suit's really heavy. All right. Scene 11. All right, we're getting close to the end here. So you get back into your submarine. With all your treasure. Or you might have to drag that chest. Did we get the treasure? Yeah, we'll just put it down here in the bottom. As we start going away, and scene 12, we're back up to the top. And it's sunny out again. Okay, you still have some little fish. Like that. Now we're at scene 13. Now you're at the top. Ah, yes. Okay. I'll put you in here. As you're getting back, a large squid tries to attack you because it's treasure. Okay. So squid comes out and tries to get you. Yeah. All right. So number 14. Stop. So now you got to get out of your sub and fight off the big squid with what? What are we fighting the squid off with? Some seaweed. No. With a fish. With a barracuda fish. So it comes out. And so they fight there and they struggle. Pow! Bam! Gotta have those things. All right. So number 15. So we're back in the sub and we're heading home. And the sun is going down. On 16. You are home. You can use stick figures or whatever. You don't have to do all detailed drawing at this point. This is just to get you to know where you're going. And you got your treasure. Big bag of treasure. So, okay. And then the end. So there we go. Yay. So now we know what we need in the story. We need a submarine, a chest, we need some landscape, we need some waves. And I would really like to get the waves to move. So that's where you create another list. And we'll save all that for the next episode when we go in designing each element in the story. So isn't that a great story? The Shadow of the Sea. Orville.
Orville, you gotta stay back.